So you're in perimenopause, you decide to go to the doctor, get hormone replacement therapy, and the doctor says to you, "Do you want an estrogen patch or you do want cream?" And you say, "I don't know. What's the difference? Is one safer than the other? Why would I choose one or the other?" This is what this video is about. Let's break down the difference between estrogen patch and estrogen cream or gel. And why would you choose one or the other? I want you to have clarity and confidence when you go into your doctor to be able to talk about HRT and understand maybe what makes sense for you. So, I'm Dr. Jen. Welcome to my channel. This is all about perimenopause and menopause, and I help women guide their journey with clarity and confidence. And today I want to talk about estrogen products and specifically the transdermal products. So, the patch, gel, the cream. And first let's break that down, right? What does that mean? So transdermal estrogen products mean that they actually are delivered via the skin. So patches, creams, gels, those are transdermal products as opposed to oral estrogens or pills that you take or vaginal options, which we call local estrogen therapy. So vaginal estrogens, I did another amazing video on that, which has creams, rings, suppositories. There's a lot of different options as well, tablets. So check out that video if you're interested in vaginal estrogen products. But let's go back to systemic estrogen therapy, which means your whole body senses that medication. And that is in the form of transdermal, which we're talking about today. So, why choose one or the other, right? Well, first, for both of them together, let's talk about the commonalities first. Both of them being that they're transdermal bypass the liver. And for some women, that's a safer option. So, if you're someone who might be taking medications that may tax the liver, or you might have medical conditions where we're trying to decrease risk for cardiovascular disease, if you're someone who maybe you're starting hormone replacement therapy at a little bit older age and your vessels in your heart and your body have become a little bit stiffer and you're at risk for like hypertension or you have hypertension, you may choose to do a transdermal route over oral. I will say in general, the risk is a little bit blown out of proportion in a way. It's still a very small risk with oral estrogen. So it's not that I don't prescribe them or that I use them. There are patients who prefer oral estrogens and are good candidates, and that's still okay. But specifically, transdermal, the concept is by bypassing the liver, then for most people, it's a fairly safe option. So, transdermal, why would you pick a patch over a gel? So, here's an example of the estrogen patch. And I'm using the word estrogen. Remember, there are three estrogens in the body: estradiol, the active form, estriol, a weaker form, and estrone, which is really kind of an inflammatory type estrogen. Currently, we don't have any products that are made with estrone because nobody really wants that, right? Who wants to gain weight, have inflammation? Really, the products that are available for estrogen are estradiol and estriol. And estradiol is what is in the commercially available products. So, commercially available means things you would get at Walgreens or CVS or those kind of pharmacies versus a compounding pharmacy is a pharmacy that makes the particular product. So, when we're talking about commercially available transdermal estrogen, you're talking about the patch or another gel that's called Divi Gel or Eva Mist. Those are commercially available estradiol transdermal products. So the patch specifically, the patch comes in, there are multiple products. Sometimes they're once weekly, like this one is generic for Climera. Sometimes it's twice weekly, and that's products like Vival Dot, Lilana. Those are twice weekly. So you would change your patch twice a week. It doesn't matter if it's day 3 or day 4, just change it twice a week. This is once a week. And patients may choose one or the other because they may decide that it's easier for them to remember something once a week. Or to be honest, I've had patients who've noticed the glue in the back. So on the back of the estradiol patch, obviously it has different types of glue. Here's the Climera. And the glue on the back here, I've had patients who notice like that one brand, the glue causes them more skin irritation, so they prefer one or the other. The other thing is Climera, the once a week tends to be a large patch versus the twice a week patch is about that big. I wish I had one of mine right here, but I don't. It's so size sometimes matter. If someone's putting it like on their arm, they may want the clear, smaller patch. It doesn't really matter. The patch needs to be put on. It can be put on your arm. It could be put on your belly, like right here. It could be put on the back. It just needs to be put somewhere with some tissue. It does pretty well as far as like wearing it all the time. So the pros of the patch is it delivers the exact same every single day, the same medication of estradiol. It's also pretty easy to remember because most people can remember once a week or twice a week, so dosing can be easier. The downsides to the patch is if you're someone who swims a lot or you go in hot tubs or you sweat a lot, you could potentially have this fall off. Some people notice that they have allergies to the adhesive, and so they don't like patches for that particular reason. And every once in a while, I have a patient who just doesn't like having something on them, a patch. They don't feel that it's the right choice. So then we talk about creams and gels. So those are the pros and cons of the patch. The gel. So the FDA commercial gel is called Divi Gel, and the mist is called Eva Mist. So it's a spray that you can spray estrogen on, or it's a cream. This is actually a compounded version of it. There's compounded estradiol cream. There's not compounded estradiol patch. So you can get estradiol cream in the commercial available product, gel, or the compounded. What's the difference between them? Really, honestly, coverage, because the Divi gel can be and Evimis can not always be covered by insurance. And so patients find it to be very, very expensive if it's not covered. Although I have found that sometimes they can get savings cards. It just depends. And sometimes you can use GoodRx, which is a great option for getting inexpensive medications. You go to GoodRx.com. This is not a paid sponsorship in any way. And you can put the name of your medication into the app or on the desktop, and you can actually see what the coupon is for that particular medication. So the bonuses of doing the gel or the mist is that it's once a day. You just put it, you essentially, this is an example. You would put it on your arm, rub it in. Usually takes 30 minutes to an hour to absorb. And then it's once a day, so people can kind of get into a routine of doing it every single day, especially when you're combining, say, progesterone oral at night. It might be easier for you to remember something every single day. Some people like the cream because once it's absorbed, you don't have to wear anything. It doesn't matter if you're a tank top person, you can just go about your day. The downside is that sometimes the creams and gels can take a while to absorb. And if you have kids and young kids jumping on you, or you can't necessarily let it absorb before your small children or grandchildren are touching you, sometimes that can be a disadvantage. And then the cost associated with insurance may not cover those particular options. So compounding can be a more affordable option for estrogen cream because it typically runs like 30 to 40 a month. And so that can be even cheaper than those particular products. But for both, the transdermal approach tends to be what most of us use because we do decrease the risk for cardiovascular disease. And so ultimately, that can be a safer option for some women as well. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of clarity on the options for estrogen patches versus gels. In general, I think both options are very safe for most women. And so you need to talk to your provider about what makes sense personally for you. I would suggest that you call your insurance company and find out if any of it's covered, so you know your options before you get to the doctor as to what you're willing to do and what makes sense for you in your lifestyle. If you have questions specifically about those products, put them in the comments. I'm happy to make a specific video about maybe other questions you might have related to estrogen in general. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe this channel.